Sunburn Nova has finally done a burnout. All right, another day, we're back at the Sunburn Nova. We've got some big plans. I know things have changed back and forth, but we just found out that in Junction, Utah, they're doing 8th mile drag races on the airport. So we ordered a bunch of parts from Amazon and eBay, like all good race cars need, and we're going to try to turbocharge the 305 in the Sunburn Nova. With any luck, all the internal parts will stay inside of the motor, and we're gonna have a bunch of fun with this. We've got some cool things to do. We've got some parts that we've gathered up, and we're gonna see if we can make a race car out of a very questionable 77 Nova. So take you along. We're gonna go get this thing cleaned up. It's got some oil and grease on it that needs to go away before we put our little mittens on it. So we're gonna hop it on the trailer, take it down to the local car wash and give it a to see if we can't get rid of some of that grease. We'll take you along, show you what we're doing, and we'll get it back here and start a turbo install. Hope things work well. So we need to cut the rest of the muffler out of here. If you haven't seen the previous videos on this car, you should go back and watch them. It's got kind of a interesting story. But the muffler, because we cut the pipe off because it had a plug catalytic converter in it, is sticking straight down on the ground down here. So yeah, it's kind of like a, what do they call that, anchor, land brake? I don't know. So I guess we can see if we can put it around over there. Probably should hook the trailer up first. And it is summertime in southern Utah. It's hot. It's actually not bad yet, but the sun is hot.
Like a dream.
Jack the side of the car up and try to cut that piece of pipe out of there. Oh, it's got a dent in the roof. Go big or go home, right? Okay, that one's completely out.
I think maybe that blade needs to go in the garbage bin after this. I think we're both gonna have to give it a real push. We'll be right back. You're good. didn't even burn rubber, it just turned into dust.
Peel the paint off my ramp. Sunburn Nova has finally done a burnout. All right, so we're loaded up, finally. Only took Sawzall and a power brake launch to get on the trailer. But we're gonna go to the car wash, get rid of some excess oil and grease buildup, and then we're gonna come back here and see if we can't get turbos put on. I'm kind of excited to see what 305 does with turbo, but we'll see.
That was loud.
Let's go make a hot rod. Alright, so I was left alone with the company credit card and a Amazon and an eBay account, and this is what we ended up with. So the plan is a budget turbocharged 305, because why not, right? We want to go racing, we've got a car, and turbos make everything better, right? So turbo it is. So you can see, still all sealed up. I don't even know for sure what we got. Well, I know what we were supposed to get. I don't know what we got. So let's cut some boxes open and see what we ended up with. Let's see what's in this box. I think it's brand new from eBay. Look at that. You know what mounts there. So those head flanges are serious. Wow. This is box number 2. I don't know whether this was part of the first shipment or this is turbo piping. T-band clamps, lots of turbo piping. Got a small box inside a big box. This has an adjustable boost controller. So that's for our adjustable blow-off valve. So I'll mount that inside, and we can say, just turn her up.
Need to go faster.
Give her the onion.
Oh, a boost gauge?
Boost gauge.
Hot diggity.
Fancy little dog. I'm feeling confident. I don't know whether it's confident that we're going to let the smoke out of this thing, or confident that it's going to go fast, but I'm confident. Turbo drain lines and oil feed lines and all that kind of good stuff. Happen to know that's for an LS and we don't have an LS. Man, confidence level's going up. Whether we can figure out how to put this thing together or not.
Oh, I'm sure we can. If Jace figured it out, I think you could figure it out.
I don't know. Sometimes I think Jason's smarter than me. Oh, I know what this is. Like, oh, this is a weird shaped box. I know what this is. Put in the comments if you know what this is.
Don't look over there. That's cheating. A cooler.
Air-to-air intercooler. She's not a monster. But I think for this car, she'll be just fine. Does that piece match that piece? No, it's a little guy. The T3 and not a T4. So we may have to have an adapter plate. We've made an executive decision that we're just going to go ahead now and pull the heater core and the AC box and all that stuff out of it, this car's never getting a heater. It's never getting AC back in it, even though we live like this far from the face of the sun. It's just not going to happen. So race car things, we're going to put a turbo in it. We don't need this junk. So we're just going to go ahead and pull it out now. It's going to be better. I don't want to have to fight with it later. I conferred with Tyler and he agrees. We just go full race car and send it. So here we go.
See you up there. Alrighty. Got all the bolts taken out of the exhaust manifold. She's loosey-goosey now. Just hooked onto the white pipe down there. And then...
So I've resorted to the rip and tear method. So me and the big disconnect tool, I just broke the box. So we'll just grab this and hung up.
Ooh.
I think this might be a mouse house. This seems like a hoot right there. There might be a bolt left in it in the bottom. Somewhere about right there. Yep, there was a bolt in it. Not anymore.
I got the white pipe undone. Gonna drain the radiator so we can take this line off right here. And then manifold on this side shall be off.
The mouse apartment.
Ooh.
Those things are stupid. Stupid little heat shields. These things shoot air into the exhaust, and all they did is dilute the exhaust. Well, I guess they don't even shoot air back in. They let exhaust gas out, I think. They were crap. Regardless.
You scratched the car.
We've made some decisions. Some of them may be bad decisions, but they're decisions we've made nevertheless. So this bolt right here, the A-arm, interferes with our header by quite a bit. Seems to be a lot of extra bolts, so we're going to cut some of it off. We've gone to the YouTube University because this kit comes with zero, not even a different language, zero paperwork or instruction. So we found a couple guys that did this install. We're going to go ahead and drop it in. We'll get the manifolds up. There's a crossover pipe which we'll have to do some welding on. Probably have to do that at a borrowed shop, but we'll be all right. We'll get this thing fit up. Get down to that point. We're rapidly running out of day. It's been way more involved. Fasteners that have been on since 1977 are not as helpful as you would think. So there's been some bleeding, but I think we've got a trajectory and we're going to head that way. Right, wrong, or indifferent. What could go wrong, right? Here we go. I think those are teeth leaving the chat.
I think there might be.
Kind of like an old dog. It's got teeth not very sharp. All right, that's cut. I think you're close, but I think we're just gonna smack this header.
crust them.
Bet you it's hot.
I bet you it's hot too, but I wouldn't touch it.
Fuel pump has to be removed. Well, that's biscuits. That means we got to get a fuel pump block-off plate because I don't think I have one of those. This just keeps getting deeper. Every time I think, oh, we're almost got this. Wrong. Very, very, very close to the starter solenoid. Like, scary close to the starter solenoid. I'm not so sure that the starter solenoid would live like that, so we're definitely probably going to have to order a high torque, mini high torque for it. Oh, lovely.
It don't look bad there though.
No, it's headed the right direction.
That turb ski is gonna sit a little cattywampus.
That's all right. We don't care if she's got a lean. As long as she does some huffing stuff. We'll HR huffing stuff.
Huffing stuff was watching too and knew exactly what to do.
Okay, so it's just temporary. We know that. But I think it'll fit. Definitely I'll have to have a starter change. What's some more parts, right? Just more money. All right, should we see if that other side will fit? I know we're gonna have to dink it. So we might as well just put it up there.
Do it. Get it scratched and...
Yeah, mark it and dink it.
That one's gonna suck to put in. Because it's two spots that are gonna be nice and hot.
We can pull it down. That would give us an idea, but I think we still need to grind the bottom of that flange to clear the plug. But that gives us an idea where we're at. Think we got a snowball's chance in the loud place to the crossover tube working?
See you do worse.
I'm gonna slide underneath here and see how bad this is gonna be.
Oh yeah, you can't see nothing down here. This is great footage.
Come up in the right spot?
Oh, it comes up in just about the perfect spot. Like, too long perfect spot. That's what we're looking at right now.
Well, that's pretty sweet. Because I could live with that pipe just like it is right there.
Mm-hmm.
How's the alignment? Is it like...
It's a little cattywampus, but I think that can be fixed.
Did you see the hot side back plate and all the stuff you dug through?
I did not.
Me either. I could set it up there. You can put one bolt in it and see how it's going to look.
Pretend.
All the bolts on the floor underneath the bar on the other side. Alright, so we figured out flush mounted the T3 to T4 flange. The compressor side runs into my alternator, which is definitely not ideal, but I have to order an adapter. So it'll be a T4 base, and then it comes up about yay high, and then has the T3 top on it. I don't think this motor is going to need any more boost than that compressor will make. We might be surprised and find out it runs okay, but we want more. We can always retrofit a bigger T4 on here. I think I know a guy that's got one laying around that we could just bolt right on here. But this little housing should spin up pretty fast, and the manufacturer says that it'll do like 19 pounds of boost. If it'll do 19 pounds of boost, we probably have enough to vacate the rods out of the bottom of this motor. But it is a Smogger 305, so we might just let her eat and see what happens. I'm kind of in the middle. I want to let her eat and not see what happens. No, I kind of want to see the rods come out. All right, another one of our Amazon purchases is the hot side V-band clamp, and now we need to see whether I ordered the right one. Look at that. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut now and then. All right, so we want to eliminate the smog pump on this car. Just pointing a knife at you. It's not very cool, is it? And I need to figure out the belt length. So in my mechanic's pea brain, I think I can cut this belt, wrap it around there, mark my length, cut my length to what the what mates up, and then go to the parts house and tell them I need a belt this long. Now we should be able to go around the cranking pulley and the watery pump pulley and the alternatory pulley, and that should be about the right size. And then maybe we'll shorten it up one little notchy thing so that we're nice and tight. And then we'll go to the parts house and say, we need one of these. See how that works. Sometimes parts house, great. Sometimes four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. Doesn't matter. I need to know. No, you don't. All right, so we made our way to Home Depot, and I think that we're going to be able to find what we need. 1/4 to 3/8. That's our size, right? 1/4, 5/16, 18, 3/4. Look at that. They even have them. 2, 4, 6. 6. We only need 5, but that'll allow us to drop one and lose it and not be able to find it. So we've got our bolts. We're gonna get out of Home Depot, and then we'll get back to work, see if we can't get some turbo noises to come out of this thing. Be back with you in a bit. Did we tell them we submitted for permits for the shop? So we submitted for the building permits to put the shop in. Hopefully, with any luck, we will receive approval. I already have a company that is ready to do the erection, and they said as soon as we have our permitting squared away that they're ready to go. Yeah, I know, none of that's tight. Don't stress out. It's probably gonna be, well, we know it's all got to come off one more time at least. So did you bring in all the rest of the parts house parts? Let's see if we bought the right stuff. Performance wall. So we rated the performance wall at the local parts house, and that's not it. That's, and we got us some turbo adapter couplers. That one for that one. That one for hat, plugs, carburetor block-off plate, fitting, hoser clamps. We had some trouble with the guy at the parts house. I think it was his first time somebody bringing in a belt that said, I need a belt this length. And he kept reading the numbers off the back of it. And I kept telling him, I don't need those numbers. Please don't give me those numbers. And he was like, well, I need these numbers so I can see what it is. And I said, that's not what that belt is. I cut that belt up and made my own. That's not what we need. I know this is out of sequence, but I gotta know whether we got the right one so I know whether I get to take it back or not. It's kind of what I was afraid of when I was talking to him. I'm like, dude, it can't be any shorter than that belt that I gave you. And he's like, well, that's the closest one I have. I'm like, well.
Oh, there you go.
So that's solid. It can't get any closer. I don't know, Mr. Parts Man. I think you missed by a ½ an inch. Isn't that what I told him? I'm like, hey, dude, this needs to be ½ an inch longer. Well, that's as close as we get. I don't know about this. Seems like a bad idea. I think that might just be too tight. We'll see. I think I see the bolt hole though. So we might be okay. Okay. It's on. It's very tight.
It's just streamlined.
Reducing slippage. All right. So let's answer some questions here. Obviously, we're not taking that one back. That's the correct size pipey that we need for that one. But we need smaller on that end. Yep.
So you need a 4 to a 2?
4 to 2. I hope that's the right size. Because that one's 3-inch, right?
Yep.
This one's 2.5-inch. That crossover exhaust, I need to get underneath there and get this up on there so that I can mark it. I'm probably gonna need a 9/16. You guys can hang out with me. It's gonna be fun. Here, I'll just prop you up like that. Because we got some wedgies going on here. Thank you. I'm gonna have to keep you around. I got some oil on the floor in here. Probably shouldn't tell your mom about that. Starter's gotta come out though. Well, that sucked. That clamp stood up over there. Yeah, it's gotta go to a small body starter. I'm not a fan of these old GM starters. Freaking big and heavy. Ah! Those cat-like reflexes to get away from it. I bet you there's a cool, if you zoom in on my face on that one, I bet you I make a cool face like, yeah! Fairly certain that thing's wedged in there. This is the OG starter in this car. It has the starter support bracket still on it. Supposedly they were put on there to take the load off the starter to keep them from flexing. And everybody that's ever changed one doesn't put that stupid thing back on there because they're a pain in the butt. But that tells me that this motor has never had the starter changed on it. That's craziness. That's a long-winded one. Holy moly. Pry bar for the win. No, it only has one bolt in it. So I was able to get a hold of it from the top because I reached down past the header and I just pushed it back out of the way. So we'll deal with that when we have the starter out. So I can reach up in there, get that piece out. Or when we pull the header back off of it, I got black crap all over me.
Your eyeball.
I had it in a big old chunk of my eyeball.
There's still.
I got a racing stripe on my forehead. I don't even know that you've seen an old style GM starter. I think the only thing you've seen, where'd that come from, is an LS style starter. But these starters right here, they'll make your babies be born naked. There you go. Pick that sucker up.
Holy man.
You thought I was joking, didn't you?
Man.
You want to hear a story? A story time with Tom? So, in high school, I drove a 1970 Chevrolet four-wheel drive pickup. Probably be able to see it right here. They're notorious. The exhaust comes out really close to the starter, and the starter solenoids would heat up. So the starter went bad in it. I was changing the starter, and it's lifted. So I had pushed the starter up, put a bolt in it, and then let go of it to get another bolt. And I hadn't got the bolt started, and the starter fell out and hit me in the cheek and knocked me out cold underneath the truck. Yeah, bad day.
That's why you are how you are.
Probably explains a lot. I have been knocked out by my own truck starter.
It was one of these guys?
Yeah, one of those.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I really thought it injured me bad. And it didn't. It just bounced off my head and knocked me out. Actually, I don't think the starter hitting me was the worst of the impact. It was that when it hit me, it bounced my head off the ground. And I can remember going, oh, that hurt really, poop. And I don't know, I was there for a while. I was laying in our dirt driveway in our house. And wow, I feel weird. And I started looking around, and the starter was laying over there on the side of me. I had tools that I'd dropped, and I had no clue how long I'd been there. It had been a bit. It happens. So I guess we can look at this real quick. I can stick it up there, swivel it around, and see what we think. But I think this is going to take some further work, and we're rapidly running out of day here. So we'll see how it works. More modification on brand new parts. Kai's putting the header back in. Looks like we're way more gooder. It's technical. More gooderness. Ow! Smashed my thumb. See the mark it left on my thumb right there? Oh! Glad you think it's funny, you
Much funnier when it happens
butthole.
to you than me.
I think it hits, but not
Driving in
bad.
a straight line.
Huh?
So we're gonna be driving in a straight line.
No, we're not. She'll be close-ish. Okay, well, now that's on. Let's check the fitment of that other thing, and then I think we're probably going to call it a day. Because now I got to take a shower. That angle straight across. So I just take it and cut it like that. But I fear that's going to have to be another day. I gotta go take a shower, get out of here. Well, I'm a dirty mess. I can feel stuff dangling off of me. All right, we had great plans. This kid is way more involved than it first appeared. We're making progress though. We've got some more parts ordered. You're gonna have to wait with us till the next time to see this thing run. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.